Hello, readers. Have you ever had just another ordinary day, just gone about your business, but sort of seen something strange? Our book today is about just another ordinary day, kind of. I'm about to drive home from my just another ordinary day, but I'm going to show you the strange things that I saw on my day. A dog wearing a Hawaiian shirt, a bagpiper, a man spinning on his head and then jumping over 6 people, and a seal waving hello. The author is telling us a story, but then the picture is giving it a whole different meaning. So I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to close your eyes and imagine what you think the scene would look like, and then I'll show you the actual picture and you're going to be delighted. Just another ordinary day. This story is by Clement. He's the author and the illustrator. Now remember, I'm going to read each page to you before I turn to show you the picture, so you can imagine what you think is happening. It was the beginning of just another day. As the first rays of sunlight slid under the door, Amanda woke to the sound of her alarm, which rang at 6:30 every school day. Are you ready? Oh my goodness, that's so funny. She took her time getting dressed because there were so many clips and buttons. Does your uniform have a lot of buttons? Oh wow, I bet your uniform doesn't look like that. Then she packed her books and pencils into her school case before flying downstairs for breakfast. She must be very hungry. Do you fly downstairs for breakfast? Oh, she really flew. She was never very hungry in the mornings. All she could eat was 1 boiled egg and 2 fingers of toast. 2 fingers of toast are like 2 little slices. Oh my goodness, that's 1 enormous boiled egg. Her parents don't even seem to think there's anything unusual with that egg. Every morning she got a lift to school with Mrs. Ellsworth. Mrs. Ellsworth was the oldest person in the street and told amazing stories about life in the old days. She also drove the oldest car in the world, so they were never on time. Can you imagine that picture? Here we go. She really is the oldest person in the street. Amanda hated being late for school. They made such a fuss about opening the school gate. Is your school gate locked? There are alligators in the moat around her school. It's a castle. She liked science with Mr. Wilson. He would often put away the books and spend the whole morning doing experiments. Oh my goodness. Do you have a science teacher that looks like that? Look at the looks on the children's faces. At lunchtime, Amanda discovered she hadn't packed her sandwiches. Luckily, she had just enough money to buy some lunch from the canteen. That's kind of an ordinary event in a day, isn't it? Let's look at this picture. Wow, I wish the canteen at my school had served food like that. I wish I'd had a butler as well. Later, Amanda and her friends talked to Sue, the new girl, who told them stories about her home in a land far away. You probably have kids at your school that have come from different countries. Whoa, but I don't think they came from that country. In the afternoon, Amanda had library studies. She loved hearing Mrs. Billups read aloud from her huge collection of pirate stories. Tilly Wyman was caught chewing gum again and was sent outside. Mrs. Billups was very upset. Can you imagine that scene in your head? Happens every day at school, right? Oh my goodness! She's making her walk the plank. That is a very funny picture. When school was over, Amanda's mum picked her up in their off-road vehicle for the rough ride home. I wonder where they live. Wow, that really is a bit of a rough ride home. When they finally arrived home, Amanda and her mum took a shower to wash off the dust. That sounds ordinary, doesn't it? But wait for the picture. Oh my goodness, the elephant is in there too. Her dad decided to cook a curry for dinner. As usual, it's just a little too hot. But what do you actually think this picture is going to show us? Are you starting to predict that this is going to be no ordinary picture? Exactly. That's what I thought they were going to make a joke of, that it was too hot. After dinner, Amanda curled up with a book and her cat, Fluffy, in front of the fire. Fluffy purred loudly on her lap. He loved a cuddle. Do you have a cat? Do you really think this is going to be a cat? Oh, I'm almost too scared to turn the page. Well, it's kind of a cat. It was the end of the day, just like any other ordinary day, but it was exhausting just the same. As Amanda drifted off to sleep, her father gently picked her up and carried her upstairs to bed. Look, her little flying contraption is on the donkey's back. Oh my goodness, that's so many stairs. What a wonderful book. Those pictures were so unexpected compared to how ordinary the story was. And that actually makes it more amusing and dramatic because the illustrations are taking us off on a whole different thought pattern from what the story actually made us think was going on. What a clever author and illustrator. Thanks, Clement, for that amazing story, and thank you for listening.